I don't have a lot of time right if you're conditioning all that down right
Well, right. And it sparked when we tried to flip the
now. Breaker. Correct. But that has nothing to do with the panel itself. That has to do with the pressure probably showing you how old is the unit.
Oh, it's on.
Then, right, then just give that HVAC guy a replace it.
Well, the HVAC guy said there was no juice going through it.
Right, so the breaker made that, so just give that.
I'll send you mine.
Is anybody there?
Yes. Possibly. I live right down the street.
I
couldn't bring myself to go.
Well, you have to
Stupid
go.
hurricane stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I got
yeah.
family down there, I got a generator.
Yeah,
Actually, let me make sure I've got your phone number in there, and it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
on there.
No, sure, you're AC.
I haven't had AC in a week.
Are you,
I don't know what. I was gonna quit.
Send me your address.
I guess it wasn't even my idea.
How's that breakfast?
Oh, yeah. But then I decided to
Well, let's get started. So, how was the breakfast this morning?
Amazing.
Good breakfast?
It's really good.
Drew bought it at McDonald's and brought it in.
Ouch, that hurt.
Exactly. Hey, good morning, somebody. Somebody give me some good news.
Brandon Smith is with us today as an agent. He passed his state test. And this is his first team meeting as an agent.
Well, congratulations, Brandon. Thank you. So what brought you here? I know what brought you here. Tell me what brought you here.
My mom.
Your mom. She said, boy, you go there. Not quite, right? So Brandon, tell us about you. Where'd you go to school, et cetera, et cetera?
So I graduated from Kennesaw State this past May. I got a degree in management, a minor in psychology. And, chose real estate as a career just because it seems like very lucrative business.
Cool. So y'all think psychology will work well for you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That should be required reading for this business.
Yeah, so, needed-
Well, that's the welcome. We've got to have here. Anybody else have some great news they want to share? Anybody on there that's on for the very first time that wants to say hello? Is anybody talking up there in TV land?
Hello.
Hello, there you are. I hear you. Someone is alive over there. Well, good morning, everybody. So, great day. It looks like we're going to finish out the month of August pretty strong. We're not sure it's going to be our best August ever, but we think it'll be our second best. Is that correct? So, guys, so people are still out there selling real estate. They're still, as one of my mentors says, they're still eating and living indoors. And so, guys, everything's good, which is absolutely wonderful. So, let us then move on. All right, Susan, are you on?
I am on. Good morning.
Right,
How is everybody today?
Good, good. We're good.
So good to see you all back in the office. It's good to see you online as well. Lots of friends out there. I'm sorry I'm not there in person. I will be there later today. The LIFT program is going to be taking up some desk space in your office, and so I'm very excited about that. So I will definitely be seeing you later this afternoon. So thanks for having us, Jim. We've got a new product today that we want to roll out for you, and I'm super excited about it. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Susan Brown. I am the director of the LIFT program. LIFT stands for Leverage, Instruction, Freedom, and Time. And I work with Gene Rawls in all the Rawls Group offices. And our goal is to bring programs to you, helps to you that can make your life easier. So we brought on contract to close. We'll do your contract to close for you for $375. We also have contract writing available. So if we write your contract for you, that's $40, and we'll write all the amendments and everything for you and then give you a credit on the closing side. So it basically we'll write it for free. We also do listing input for you. We brought Key Please to you, and we listened to your feedback on Key Please, and we have brought a new product to you that puts Key Please on steroids. And I think especially you top agents are really going to love this new product. It's called Show It, and it was designed by and created for agents by our friends and KW Rawls Group family, Ayelet Gilad and her husband Doral. And they are going to show you a very brief commercial. If they could get permissions to share their screen, that would be awesome. They're going to show you a very brief description of why Show It is so awesome. And to say I'm proud is an understatement, because this comes right out of the Rawls Group family. So they have listened to all your feedback and created a phenomenal product, and we're super excited to bring that to you today. So do you all have the ability to share your screen at this point?
Who am I letting share again?
Let me check. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ayelet Gilad. My husband Doral is on the other one of the screens here, and also our partner Arad Steiner. And both Arad and I are FA agents for a long time. 2 years ago, Arad came to me with this idea. It's not necessarily that we listened to all the feedback. We've actually taking that ahead of time and took it into account of taking every type of standards that we think about as top producers and newer agents, and just put it in an app. So it's going to be easy for you to share, to actually implement. I'm sorry. I'm going to share my screen right now. Hold on one second. Share. And we're gonna give you, hold on. My husband is the technical person, so you'll have to give me a little bit of leeway. So we're gonna start with a short video that's gonna give you the basics, and then we're gonna tell you all the benefits that we can give you.
Today's real estate agent schedule is exhausting. Between meeting client needs and covering geographical areas, you barely have time to expand your client base, let alone take a vacation and have family time. Showings, open houses, attending inspections, and other tasks all tie up your time and take you away from dollar-producing activities. On the other hand, newer real estate agents have yet to gain knowledge. They may have very few or maybe no clients to serve. They lack experience and the income to propel their businesses and livelihoods forward. You need leverage. Show It introduces the ultimate solution, giving you the leverage you need to get ahead. With the power of geographical positioning to connect licensed real estate agents on both ends of the spectrum, optimizing everyone's time and resources. With a couple of clicks, you'll post a request for a showing assistant who can show properties, host open houses, accompany vendors, and more. Show It notifies nearby available and verified licensed real estate agents of your request. Show It presents you with a list of agents, letting you hire just the right one for you. The showing agent is gaining experience from day one, knowledge and income, while the hiring agent will have time to invest in themselves and their business. Show It redefines the way real estate business is conducted, all from the convenience of your device. You deserve your time back. Download the app today to take advantage of this revolutionary time management solution. Today's real estate agent schedule is exhausting.
Ayelet, can you do me a favor and just give them a quick synopsis of the highlights that make it different and why it's so special?
Yes, that's
Thank
exactly
you.
where we're going to go now. Okay, we got showing open houses, opening door to a vendor and a runner, I'm sorry, and coming soon, we're gonna have faster. We're gonna have install, remove sign directionals, install, remove lock boxes, attending home inspections, property photos and videos, and move out inspections and key copy. The big things that we really are proud of in our product is actually the hiring process, that you can actually hire the agent that you want to be there, that your standards are going to be represented. So there are going to be several applicants for each job that's going to be consumer facing. That's showing and open houses. We got performance review. So whenever an agent finishes a job, they're going to get feedback from the agent of what they need to do, how they've done. And with that will encourage professionalism on the showing agent part. And they can get tip on top of if they did a great job. We have job monitoring. So for the hiring agent, you want to know that the agent had arrived to the actual job. So you can actually track the agent going to the job and seeing that they arrived there and when he left. So only during the job that you're going to be able to see, just like Uber, you can see the driver driving, you can see the agent doing the showing. You get auto notification and for every job in your area, and you can follow specific agents that you really like, even though they're not in your preferred area. This is one we're really proud of, is the open house showing feedback form. You're basically finishing to show a property or doing an open house, you're gonna have feedback form. You're gonna be able to give QR code for your visitors, and that's how they're gonna register and give feedback, so you can transfer that to your sellers afterwards. You can chat between the agents while and during the job. And this one. This is something that we are super important, that we want to have the client getting a notification an hour before the showing, stating exactly who the agent that they're going to see when they're going to meet the agent. They're going to get their phone number. But because we respect your relationship with your clients, it is your choice if you would like to share the phone number with the showing agent, because it's your client, it's your decision how you want to work it. The automatic reminder will give whatever you see here. Obviously, we would like to see Gal Gadot, but she's not probably going to be the showing agent. Another feature that we have is our cancellation policy that works very well for both agents, not just the hiring agent. You can track your income and your expenses through the app. You can download it as well. You can manage your money and you can transfer those funds whenever you want to. And you can pay out of the money that is in your wallet. You can pay for jobs that you want to post as well. So no need to use another credit card processing fee for that. Enhanced profile. We really believe that we have very diverse clientele and agents in our offices. And so if you have a special language, like we have Hebrew, maybe you have Spanish, maybe you have Thai, whatever language that you have, you can add it. So when an agent needs to choose, when a hiring agent needs to choose a showing agent, they can see, oh, my client speaks Spanish, that agent speaks Spanish. It's going to be easier for them to show the house. We're going to have, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have video tutorials. So on top of our support and FAQs, and our training sessions are going to start every Thursday at 11 for the roles group. We're going to have video tutorials. So you not necessarily have to come and see us. You can watch it on YouTube. And we have the add-on services that you're going to see very, very shortly in probably a couple of releases forward. That's it. We know that you're going to benefit much by using this, but our main motto is your client, your choice. We want it to be a win-win situation for you and your client, and to be more productive.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing that. I hope you guys are excited about some of these differences as I am. I know some people are reluctant to do it. Now you have an opportunity to interview the agent and rate the agent that does the job for you. Come to our training. It'll be 11 o'clock on Zoom for about an hour on Thursday. We'll do it every Thursday. And we will be getting some videos posted as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll be emailing it out and posting it in the Rawls Group Facebook group. So thank you so much. Thank you, Jim, for having
Thank
us. This
you.
morning. We appreciate you. Hopefully you guys will love this product as much as we do.
Thank you, Susan. All right, you want me to move on? All right, who's up this morning? Morning.
Good morning, Keller Williams.
Good morning.
Buenos dias, buenos dias. Camilo's on.
Buenos días.
Go ahead, Camilo. Milo.
Oh, okay. Good morning, buenos dias again. Thank you so much for the opportunity again. Real quick, we are moving our CE class from last week to September 16. We understand that we have the mega camp last week, so everybody was concentrated on getting all the main information right there, but we moved it to September 16. A CE class is free from 11:30 to 2:30 p.m. It's gonna be live or on Zoom, of course. So we're gonna send some more information so you can get it, you can sign up and enjoy and have this. But what is this about? This is we need to provide you, we want to provide you with a clear understanding of credit and scoring, including the key areas that can help you buyer improve and maintain a healthy credit score. Believe it or not, we got so many questions from you agents about the scores, about credit, about the best thing that they can do to save money on interest rate. Of course, that's our job, but it's always for you to learn and understand all these so you get the knowledge and they think that you are the best in what you do. The second event that we're gonna have, of course, if you had the chance last week or 2 weeks ago to get the first part of our personal and professional best, we want to get you the best personal and professional best for you. That's why this time we have Coach Nick Saban. For those of you who don't know who is he, he's the Alabama football coach. And we're gonna have the part 2 of this personal and professional base on September 23rd at 3 p.m. We want to continue our conversation about the process of building a championship season in 2021. So you can get your team engaged and you can be successful this 2021. That's it on events. Jeff, back to you.
Thank you, Camilo. So I just wanted to share some stats of these housing market stats. These are as of July compared to July 2021 to July 2020. And I was pretty surprised by a few of them. Some of them not, but anyway, so hope you enjoy it. Median sales price up 20% year over year. Total homes sold down 9% year over year. Median days on market down 66% year over year. Inventory down 35%, and it's like home sales down, right? Home sales down 9%, inventory down 35%. Above list price, I thought this was amazing. 55% of all homes are selling above list price. The median price per square foot up 25% over last year. So if you all want a link to this video to send out to your database, we'd be happy to send it out to you. Give me a shout. It should come out, and I know how emails come out all the time. It's distributed. If you all want that, be glad to resend it to you. And thank you, Camilo, Kendra, and I would all thank you very much for all your girls. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Y4C2Ts. So guys, I'm gonna, take one this morning that's one of my favorite ones, always my favorite one, but particularly successes, results through people. When you think of results through people, what does that tell you? What does it say to you? Anybody?
To me, it means a team environment, relying on each other to be successful.
Real estate is not an individual sport. It's a team sport. Without a great loan officer, can you close a good deal? No. Without people in the back office getting your deals closed, for it to that happen, guys. So, guys, that's why I just tell you, be kind to people out there, because you never know when you're going to need them to do something important for you. So just realize that real estate is a team sport. Even if you're an agent doing your own business, it's still a team sport. You need people to help you with that. So I love success results through people. All right.
Christy, you want to talk about the KW care?
Pardon me?
Christy, you want to just.
All right, Christy.
Hey, this is probably perfect timing in a sad way, but KW Cares, just to remind y'all, since I haven't talked in a couple weeks, is here to help out when there's natural disasters, like the folks that are facing down in Alabama and New Orleans, all that area. But if you've been with the company 6 months, KW Cares is available to help you out when you have a emergency with a problem with your home, you lost income, medical bills with your family. You're eligible, your children, your parents are also eligible too. So KW Cares is here for you. We encourage you when you have any transaction, even just a little rental and you want to donate $5, you want to have a closing and donate $50, it all adds up. So I'm sure we'll be seeing more coming out from the company, but it's amazing when you see 18-wheelers heading down to New Orleans that says KW Cares on the side, because they're bringing water, clothing, whatever's needed in those areas. They respond very quickly. So right behind the Red Cross show, you can see Keller Williams coming too. You're going to hear stories about agents who rented U-Hauls in other parts of the country and started shipping stuff down to areas when they're in need like this after a natural disaster. So please consider KW Cares when you guys are doing your transactions. When you submit your DAs and your payments, you can designate how much goes to KW Cares or Quan Cares, and then that money is directly going right out to agents. It's not for profit, it's helping us all who need it. So don't be shy if you have an emergency and you need help, and please be considerate of others if you can give some help. So thank you.
And you all, can you imagine if everyone in our country gave $5 at every transaction? That would be $825,000. That goes into KW Cares. And often KW Cares is there before anybody else. The guys there, I mean, can you imagine the house that you're getting ready to close on was lost in the flood? I mean, lives that affects, and so they get there soon. Because I have an example this morning, and I will not share the details, but someone of you I helped this morning from Quan Cares. Now, KW Cares is international. Quan Cares is right here in his office. And someone who's helped this morning, they're having an issue, and we were happy to help them out. And so guys, so please remember that if you can just take a moment and you can give money to KW Cares, which is phenomenal, because all over the United States. Does it go outside the world? I'm not sure about that. Does the country too? Anyway, we got in time of need, it's great, but also guys, Quan Cares does the same thing. So just give, it's only $5, guys. If everybody give that much, it'd be a bunch of money for all of us. Okay, Real Estate Conversations Leadership, led by Arthur Johnson. We'll talk about Dr. Lee.
Yes. Rusty or Irene, would you like to talk about our, what do you call it? Oh, Irene, you want to talk about.
So if you haven't been, or you've been in a long time, I would highly recommend it. It is a great team building place to be. It's a safe place, and it helps you to practice your conversations. I can't tell you how many, and I've said I would never do cold calls, never, never, never. And because I've been in this group every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have really built my confidence in that, and it's been a much smoother transition for me. And I can handle the objections, because rather to practice with our peers who can be in a safe place than to practice with a customer or client. So be there or be square.
I will tell you, the ones of you that are on this call, that are on this meeting, if your business is just like flowing great, everything's great, you don't want to improve yourself, then don't show up, I get that, okay? But if you want to improve your business, whether you're selling one house or 300 houses, some of our teams do, this is a place for you to get out of your comfort zone and do new stuff. So guys, it works, and your business is struggling. This is a great place to show up, and the cost is what?
Zero.
Time, your time, which is great, okay? PC Agent Resource Center, I have
Yeah,
a
I'd
buyer
like to
seller,
talk
now
about
what?
that. I'd like to talk about that because I keep getting the same, well, first of all, do you guys know we have a training channel where we have all the top agents recorded doing their buyer presentation, their open houses, their blah, blah, blah. I just want to confirm that it is Quantrain and you can see whatever you want to see on there. And because I keep getting the same questions, I am having an open forum tomorrow on Zoom, PC Agent Resource Corner. I have a buyer and a seller now, what do I do? I encourage you guys to please be on that call tomorrow. Because I'm gonna take you to the basics, very elementary stuff. And I get the same questions over and over again. So jump on, Emmanuel will send out the Zoom link tomorrow and we'll just talk about, I have a buyer, seller, what do I do? And I think this is Carrie. So command your campaigns. Carrie, are you online? If not, I can talk about this group coaching class on, looks like Wednesday. Is she on? Okay, so command your Facebook campaigns. We all know you can spend $30 for 10 days and get a whole bunch of Facebook leads, as opposed to paying somebody $2,000 a month and getting 0 leads. So please come out tomorrow or be on Zoom, and Carrie is just the queen of command. And yes, command works at a very high level when you use it. Yes, sir.
I was just saying, I actually did this about a week ago. I've been going through Facebook to do it, and the clicks I was getting was terrible. And then I attended Carrie's class, and then I Googled online command campaigns, social media,
Yeah.
and a lot of the agents gave tips and templates of what they did.
Yeah.
I did one of those over the weekend, and I've gotten like 10 leads.
It works, it works. So, and Carrie breaks it down because she's a guru of command and she's a techno genius. The woman went to Georgia Tech, for God's sake. So she's very, very, very good at what she does.
Catherine, are you gonna take your last one?
My PC resource? Probably not.
Or there's a question will be in the night. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, you haven't tried.
Tomorrow.
I'll do it again.
Okay,
I'll do it again.
thank you.
The main thing frustrates me is people that their business is just going their own direction and they're not won't take advantage of either stuff. They just, and the ones that do, don't do it. Couple ones that show up and the ones on screen running, guys, I'm just like, why would you not take advantage of stuff? Because the command stuff works. I mean, Michelle can stand up and tell you story after story after story, but where it works, if you put a plan in place and you work your plan, which is cool stuff. Business Planning Clinic with Steve, September 3rd, and it's led by Steve. Now, if you've not met Steve Cow, he is the genius of the MREA book. He knows which page, which section, which word applies to him. And he's really good. He's a MAPS coach, used to be a team leader in the wrong group, but he has an incredible talent. He, his wife Teresa, our agents in this office. So guys, you can come hear this because this will change the way you look at it and you will plan to be successful. You know anything about this at all?
Yeah, I do. I expect this room to be packed, and it usually is when Steve Cow does this business planning clinic. You will leave here with your business plan for 2022. And so you are business people, right? This is your business. Usually in corporate, we're planning in October. So I wanted us to start planning in September. So September, October, please look at the calendar, pay special attention because we're gonna have a lot of business planning specific things for you guys, okay? So come out and just join. Steve, you will be blown away by his knowledge.
So guys, if you say, I want to make $100,000 next year, saying it, putting out there is wonderful. Just putting it out there, okay? And your chances of actually doing it are like 30, 40% if you just say it. If you write it down and put it on your mirror and you look at it every single day, it goes up to about 50 or 60%. But if you go to this clinic and you have to have a plan, it goes to about 90%. So guys, This is an amazing event. Steve is the best at it. So please put it on your schedule to do. And this room better be full and one downstairs full also.
Hey, Jim, we're providing lunch for that also.
Cool.
So-
Okay.
Give me delicious lunch. Were you gonna cook that day?
Ooh,
Ooh.
Actually, I take that back.
The chili.
ooh,
Your
The
chili.
chili, pretty good.
Mhm.
All right, 180 CE class. If it smells, it won't sell. It is happening on Thursday, September the 2nd, 9 to 12 CE class. If you need CE credits, this is a great way to get it. And the cost is free. Fast track to CAP.
Yes, me again. Okay. What is this? What is this?
I have no idea.
What is it? And what is the flavor?
Cinnamon.
Pumpkin spice latte. We're back.
I made this myself.
And why do I pick on pumpkin spice latte? Because agents tend to go to sleep, Jim. As soon as this little devil of a flavor comes out, they're like, oh, you know, Authorine, I'm kind of slowing down. I'm gonna pick my business up in January. And guess what happens when you pick your business up in January? You see nothing until March. Now, not on my watch. So we have a plan to keep you powered up. Fast track to CAP starts next week and is 1 month. 1 month. And then we have Bold, which starts in October and is 6 weeks. So we're setting you guys up for success. And I would implore you to do both of them. Now, fast track, if you're in the coaching program, it's already paid for. If you're outside of the coaching program, you want to take part in fast track, come see me. We're gonna do it for a month. We're gonna put our heads down, hearts up. We're gonna make those phone calls and we are gonna put our beautiful feet to the metal and we are not letting up till Christmas Day. Does that mean, oh, well, you get to the Thanksgiving dinner. And then Christmas Day, okay? All right.
I like the group coaching rentals, client led and taught by Sherry Arispe. So guys, this is a great class. I'm signing up for it September the 8th. September's almost here, guys. Amazing. Once you learn, is direct mail dead in the training room? And come and find out, guys, because I will tell you, if you do it on a system, if you send out one time to one subdivision, it probably is DEAD. So come hear about that. Command Happy Home. This is our wonderful Kevin Jackson. He does that, guy. If you want to act stupid, this is the place to act stupid because you can get there and ask dumb questions. And I have more dumb questions than anybody in this room about this. Guys, this is the place to go because Kevin is so kind. He will answer your question for you if you get going in the right direction. Lessons learned, Michelle.
All right. This morning, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of lessons learned, because this keeps happening time and time, I'm going to give you a tip. So listen carefully. This doesn't matter if you've got the buyer or the seller. If your client is getting financing, they have a loan officer, correct? How many of you don't ever bother to contact that loan officer? There's a lot. They assume that because it's a professional, it's not, you know, it's definitely not a Jeff or a Reed, but they assume that it's going to go well. And probably because they don't know a lot about financing, they say, I'm going to just leave it alone and hope it gets to the finish line. Well, what I will tell you to do is when you've got the buyer or the seller, just as that contract is done, or even beforehand, reach out to that loan officer. Get their best ways to communicate with them. But in addition, get their processor's name. Because guess who really does a lot of the work other than Reed and Jeff? They know what's going on.
it's a true statement.
It is a true statement. So you want to know who's in the know, right? But aside from that, when you get the processor's name, number, and email, get the branch manager's name, number, and email. Now, I don't want you to use it unless a problem comes up, because This week, twice with a certain company, the loan officer has gone MIA. They're supposed to close, they can't find them. The processor says you're gonna have to talk to the loan officer because clearly there's something going on and but our agents are not in the know. So if you've got the branch manager, because there's somebody that sits over you, just like Jim sits over us, someone sits over them, and then you've got to, I hope you never have to use it. But if you do, try getting a branch manager's name when there's a problem. If you can't get them, you can't get beyond that. It's a lot of search. Any questions on that? Are we befuddled? Are we good? Just good. Okay. All right. So that's it. The only other thing is we were talking, Jeff and I were talking this morning, and Reed and I would talk about it, is I saw a very clever thing an agent did in this office, and I wanted to quickly share it with you. They didn't do an appraisal contingency. Well, that can be not to your client's best interest, but they did a little bit longer due diligence, and the listing agent bought it because there was no financing. Well, they had already gotten pre-approved, not pre-qualified, pre-approved, and they had also coordinated with the loan officer to get an appraisal done during due diligence. So if there was any problem, they were going to know it then. So it's kind of like, I guess, smoke and mirrors, but you did away with one thing and it gave them a comfort zone and you could execute it. Now what do you have to do to make this work? Talk to your loan officer. Do you use a online Quicken, for instance?
Oh, they get back fast. No.
Oh, no. So anyway, just think about it, but that may give you a little bit of a tool that will help you get a contract. That's it on that. So anybody have buyers that they're working with that they've not found anything? I know that's an oxymoron, but anybody have something they want to shout out and see if we can help you with? Anybody in TV land? Buyers. You got one?
I've got
Okay.
two, actually. So I'm looking for a buyer, high tower pokes, very specific, up to 550, updated, and we need that ASAP. Also looking for another house for Addison Elementary School or Shallowfoot Elementary. Anywhere in that corridor, Sprayberry High or Polk High, kids a little, so the elementary is really important, up to maybe 400. And then I've got my little guy, my little veteran that I'm looking for in Rockmart. And I need a home for him, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. He's got a VA loan, and as you know, what's going on with VA loans. Right, so if you guys have anything off market in Rockmart, please call me. He just got a new job. He's happy and energized. He's my son's friend from college, and I would really love to have you guys.
And for those driving that can't see the screen, that was Arthur and Johnson. Oh, okay. Want to make sure they reach out to you. Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty Clark. I've got a client up to 1.2. They're empty nesters. They run their business out of their home, but there's no clients that come to the home. The hard part for us is trying to find something. They don't want anything older than 10 years old. So that's where we're struggling. It's in Roswell, Marietta, or Woodstock.
Okay. All right, thanks, Rusty.
Kim Cross, I have a buyer need, Pope Walton, 4-2 with either a basement or bonus, 450.
Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody on TV land up with fire? I do want to just make note that Rusty and Kim are some of our newest agents, and look at, they're already working. Congratulations to you. Very good. Okay, well, let's move on and go to listings. If you've got anything coming up that you want to share so that you can get it under contract now or soon, please do so.
Hello.
Oh, Kim Cross again. Okay, great.
I have a listing coming Thursday. It's a ranch 3-2 listed for $338. It's in Marietta, right off of Patmel, South Cobb area, right in between Marietta, Smyrna, great location. Totally updated, white kitchen, granite countertops, bathrooms are all updated. It's a great find.
Thank you. Oh, Gina, another Ignite student.
I have Gina Forbes. I have a listing that's coming a week from Thursday. It is a custom ranch on a full finished basement in Woodstock. Screen room, putting green in the backyard, hot tub, track stacking, kitchenette in the basement, possible in-law suite or college suite for your kids. 4 2.5 up top, another bedroom, full bathroom, kitchenette down in the terrace level. High 4s coming a week from Thursday.
Okay, that's great.
Liz Cohen. You got me?
Land?
Can you hear me?
All right, well, if we missed you, you're
Hello?
welcome to post on the chat so that people that are in TV land can see. it.
Hello?
We'll help you in any way we can. Thanks so much.
Great. So, guys,
Hey, guys.
so
Can
you
anyone
like
hear me?
people that are good with details?
Hello.
People that they all of a sudden you get a birthday card from them, they remember your birthday. Don't you love all that? Well,
Hey, Jim.
He's one of my favorite vendors because he always remembers something.
They must have the mute off in the office.
You like that?
I love Dr. Pepper, one of my favorite drinks.
Hey, guys.
He makes sure there's a Dr. Pepper in the thing, is that right, Drew?
And in the fridge, by the way, too.
Exactly right, yes, so he does that, so guys, I love that Drew takes care of us.
Well, we can hold our own meeting online here.
Cooked it, you haven't cooked it, and he's on the performance, so I bet you have to choose for his performance. So I'm gonna ask Drew to come up, first tell you a little bit about his company, and I'm gonna ask him a few questions, so, and then you can also, so Drew, come on, bud.
Okay.
Tell us about your company.
Okay, for those of you who have not met me before, I own House Call Home Inspections, and we are a full service home inspection company. We handle everything. We try and make it a one-stop shop for you all. So you don't have to make a bunch of different calls to different people to get certain things done, such as termite letters, things like that. We do all the internal testing, radon, asbestos, all that kind of stuff. There isn't a test I can't do for you. Come by, if you have a strange request, ask it for me and I'll get it done for you. Okay. One of the biggest assets to our company is, number one, we hold your buyer's hands. We're very good with walking through, keeping them off that ledge. I can't tell how many agents call me and say, Mike, just saw the report and there's 26 items on it and they don't know what to do. And I'll call them and say, look, this is handyman, that's handyman, this is it, that's that. And they're like, oh, really? It's that easy? I'm like, yes, absolutely. And we generally try and do that through the inspection process also. So we're very good with that. We do new construction. I've got $1 million coverage policy across the board for general liability and workman's comp, which I don't really need to keep because I'm a one-man LLC, but by the state law, some of these builders really want you to have that. That's fine. So we do that. Got all the certifications for license in Louisiana and international certified. So those are some of the requirements here. For those of you who don't know, some of the newer agents, there are no requirements to be a home inspector in the state. You could do it today if you wanted to. No requirements. So some of your buyers do find some comfort in calling our company, knowing that we are trained by the state. I'm actually have to keep my license run by the state of Louisiana, just because that's where my franchise is from. I'm from New Orleans. We cover the entire state. Nobody does that. We cover the entire state, and we don't charge for it. So if you've got a customer, I know you're not out there selling in Savannah, but if you've got a customer who's going to buy a lake house or moving there or whatever, I'll go there. I did a fourplex the other day in Columbus. So we will go wherever you need to. Okay, you take care of it. So as far as the little brochure you see in front of you, very straightforward. It's all by square footage. I don't care if it's in Buckhead or if it's in East Point. It doesn't make a difference to me. It's the same square footage. I'm doing the same amount of work. Okay. Any other questions y'all have? It's pretty straightforward. I think we've been around a long time. This is my 7th year here. I think it's my 5th or so year here at this office. I love KW. It's a huge percentage of my business. I've doubled my business every year since I've been here, and mostly in part because of KW. So I really appreciate that. So do my kids. Yes, sir.
I'd just like the public to thank him as a new agent. There's a lot of times clients are asking me questions I can't answer on the site. I text her, drew a response back, so it'll be helpful.
I had a client text me last night, hey, just read the report at 12:45. Just read the report, can you give me a call? Yeah, there you go. Okay, hello. What do you need? You know, so it happens. It is what it is. I'm always trying to be available for you. I'll do whatever I can to help y'all out. New agent, old agent, doesn't matter.
You're still at cooking breakfast, right?
I am so good. I'd like to get more to that. So, anyway,
Well, Drew, start with, tell us what's, is going on in Louisiana right now. Can you use this quick update? I'm sure you know.
oh yeah, I still have family there. I'm actually retrofitting a generator to take down there today after I leave here. It's one of the reasons why I stayed. I was gonna leave yesterday, but I want to make sure I got to this meeting and talk to y'all and got a chance to say hello and all that. But I'm heading down today. It is a disaster zone. No power, no water. I think most of my family's probably gonna evacuate. We're looking at power not for at least anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. You can run I've got a 50 kW generator that I'm gonna run. I can run a neighborhood off that thing. But even that, running for that long, it's expensive. And you got to buy all the fuel, and there's very few places to find fuel. Laplace, which is a little bit north, about 10 miles north of New Orleans, is completely underwater. That's what you see mostly on the news right now. One of their floodgates or one of the levees broke. So it's the same situation that New Orleans had exactly 15 years ago to the day. August 29th is when Katrina hit, and we had this one here on August 29th. Very eerie. But it's pretty grim. A lot of power outages. We lost one of the big feeder lines. That's really what's going to be the biggest problem. It crosses over the river to the main power plant. Now, for those of you who don't know what a feeder line is, that's the one with the large, heavy cables that feed cities at a time. And so that fell into the river. The entire tower fell into the river. So they've got to restring that whole thing. That's going to take I don't know how long. So that's a big problem. Cell service is down. We used a new app. It must have, if you bought stock of this app, it must have gone crazy. I think it's called Zelle. It's a little walkie-talkie, but it's based off of the internet, not based off cell towers. So it's a little internet service that we use. Talking to my brother's sister.
Drew, so you got this generator and you're gonna take it down, okay? What type of fuel does it take?
Diesel.
Diesel, and who's paying for the diesel fuel? Right? You okay, we give you $1,000 to pay for that on diesel fuel?
I'd give that to my family.
We will today give you guys $1,000 to pay for fuel for that. If you're gonna do a whole neighborhood, we'll give you $1,000.
I appreciate that. It's awesome.
Sure, no, we're happy to do that. If that helps out just a little bit, you know what I mean? We won't be able to do this. So you get $1,000 today for showing up.
Great. Well, I appreciate that. It's
Give me a hand, guys. Months ago, I was praying about something, and I've been praying about it for a long time, and God finally with me says, "I'm tired of you praying. How about going and doing something?" And I went, wow. Man, Sheriff's telling me, I go, I better pay attention to that. So he's one of the ones that's praying about it, but he's also going to do something about it, guys. So I'm a good man. And I know, God, why New Orleans again? Why there again? They've been hit so many times. I don't understand that.
I don't either. I have to say though, from the standpoint of being spared, New Orleans is fairly spared.
Which is Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana. Anything south of basically I-10 is just completely wiped out. It's gonna be devastating.
We need to be in prayer for them. We also need to give you a little money to get out there and run that generator. So how long will that run the generator for?
I think it uses about 2 to 7 gallons a day, depending on its usage, depending on how much demand I'm putting on the generator itself. But it's pretty efficient.
Good, great.
So big diesel engine set.
We're happy to do that. Okay. All right. So let's get back to business. So Drew, as you do an inspection, I'm sure you get, oh my goodness, this is a new HVAC system. It needs a new roof. It needs a new, this needs to be fixed. Okay. So give us an idea of some of the things that you get questions about, and maybe one that you think everybody thinks is going to be really expensive. It probably is not. To tell a couple of things that you get questions about pretty regularly for a call as far as what things cost.
What things cost, unfortunately, just because of the market right now, the shortage of actual qualified workers, you're having a hard time trying to find things. New builders, they're just putting out one body. They'll fix it later. They just want to get people hanging drywall, framing, run electrical wire, whatever. They'll fix it later. That's really a necessity for doing new construction inspections right now. But with that being said, there's also supply and demand, meaning that there's not a lot of drywallers out there. There's not a lot of framers. There's not a lot of little handymen. You know, the handymen are just going crazy. They're just super busy. And not to mention, it's like a babysitter. It's hard to find a good one. And when you get it, because you don't want to lose it. There's somebody will, yeah, I'll pay you double what she's paying. You know, that's what happens, it's supply and demand. But most of the questions I get off of our reports are GFCIs. That's usually a lot of stuff in everybody's house. GFCIs outside are not working or inside, or one of the bathrooms needs one. That's an easy one.
Make sure everybody knows what that is.
GFCI is a ground fault circuit interrupter. Those are the little plugs in your bathroom or kitchen that have the reset buttons in the middle. Okay? Those are basically safety plugs that if you're standing in water and all the stars are aligned, the moon's right there, and you have to plug in a shorting appliance, that plug will short out or trip before you get shocked. If it's not working properly, you plug that defective item in, you will get shocked because you're standing in water. Why would you be standing in water? Who knows? Maybe a dishwasher is leaking in the kitchen. You don't know. I don't know. Could be anything. It really does take a lot of things to kind of come together, the perfect storm, so to speak, but it is a safety feature that we want to make sure that it's corrected. Okay? Another thing we get a lot of is doors and, you know, windows that don't open, or a fog window. How much is a fog window? Gonna run you anywhere from $150 to $175 per sash. So I've got a window here with 2 sashes, that's twice the money, not just one window, 175. That's an easy number. I have put together, so y'all have seen, I've put together a little bit of a life expectancy and a rough estimate cost. Now, those rough estimate costs I've put in that little sheet go towards the higher end. Keep your money as high up on that scale as you can. Another big question I get is, well, if we want to replace the carpet upstairs, it's awful. It's all stained, it had pets, it smells, whatever. I can walk off the square footage. Does everybody know how to walk off square footage? You know how to do that? Okay.
Yes. Show it.
So let's show you. It's very simple and it's not that hard. So let's say my room is right here. So I'm gonna walk in just normal steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9. My step is about 3 feet. So you take 9 times 3 is 27. So 9, we're gonna make it 10. All right, so we're gonna make it 10 steps times 3 equal to 30 feet. Okay, that's this way. Okay, now you gotta go this way. You gotta do length times width. So we go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say 10 to that wall. So we've got a room that's a 10 by 10 room in yards. Okay, this is yards. Feet. So we've got another 10 by 3 equals 30. Multiply those 2 times together, what do you get? 900 square feet. For that number, with that number, you can automatically look up on Home Depot. Carpet goes from $1.50 a square foot to $5 a square foot. Padding is $1. So you add up the $1 for the pad, $2 for carpet, you get 3. 3 times 9 is what? There you go. That's very simple to do. Doesn't take a lot. It's a very easy way to quickly. It's not exact, but to give them an idea of what you're doing. Okay. Same with painting a wall. Usually anywhere from $400 to $700 to paint a room. Okay. Up and across, same thing. The length and distances. Each wall is done on its own. If you've got a 10-foot wall, it's 20 feet long, 200 feet for that wall, 200 feet for that wall, 200 feet for that wall, 200 feet for that wall. And you don't figure out your ceiling, like times width. Let's say that's 300, whatever it is. So you add all that together, it gives you a square foot price for your painting. You call any painter that you want. Say, hey, what do you charge per square foot to paint a room that's clean, no furniture, no moving, whatever. It's a very easy way to do that. Okay. My little sheet here that I handed out, and also I'll send that to Kim. She can send that out to everybody via email. That way you guys have that. Again, stay to that higher range because of the demand right now. You're going to be on the higher range of that scale. But most of these things that we find are generally all handyman product things. So I'll give you a very horrific example of hiring an electrician. I'm not against electricians or plumbers or HVAC. They like to use the word code every time they walk into the house.
Yeah.
We got to bring this up to code. Well, my house was built in 1980. You know, we don't inspect the code either. We inspect to what that house has in it right now. Now, that's the problem with the licensed plumber, licensed electrician. When they walk through the door, because of that license, by their code and their law, they have to bring things up to code. So get your handyman to do things. Okay, that's the difference. A plumber's going to charge you $250 just to walk through the door and change a flapper in the toilet. Handyman could have done that. Okay. Changing an electrical panel. If you have a property that has a Federal Pacific, Zenco, or Challenger panel, those are panels that generally should be replaced. Challenger you can work with. Call me before you do any of that kind of stuff. I'll walk you through the process. But let's say we've got a Federal Pacific panel, your buyer wants to replace that panel. That panel should be about $1,500, maybe $2,000. Okay. Plumber or electrician down, some of you get quotes for $6,000 or $7,000. Okay. Then what they want to do when they walk in and say, well, here's $2,500 for the panel. Well, by the way, we need to upgrade everything else in the house because we just stepped foot in here. And that's gonna be another $4,000. You got to do new fire alarms. You got to do all the new outside GFCIs. So when they use that word code, it's like a license to steal. It really is. I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. So I always try and walk our buyers through finding a
Change that to a license to increase their profit. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Nothing wrong with that, right?
And the same goes for your home warranty folks. They're gonna come out, the home warranty that you buy is great. The home warranty company provides the service with a subcontractor, like a plumber, electrician's gonna show up. They don't actually work for whatever home warranty company you have. So again, when those folks walk in, they're only being paid a nominal $50 or $75 copay to walk in the door and fix whatever they want to fix. So what do? Oh, that's out of code. Whoop, that's out of code. Oop, gotta fix that. We'll give you this. It's under your warranty, but we're gonna try and charge you for that. So you gotta be careful of some of that stuff. Again, I was telling my buyers, call me before you write a check. I'll walk through the process.
Hey, Drew,
Okay,
on
yes.
that, that's one thing we try to, if we get to talk, I'm sure Jeff said the same thing, if we get to talk to the realtor before they write an amendment to address concerns, don't ask for a licensed professional unless you really have to have a licensed professional. If it, stuff like you're talking about.
Right.
Just required to
Really,
be
the
done,
only
et
thing
cetera.
you really need to have, unless you got a Federal Pacific, you might want to have that, because again, you gotta wear two sides of the hat. Are you the buyer's agent or are you the seller's agent? Two hats you're gonna wear. If you're the buyers, you want to give them the licensed electrician. If you're the seller, you want to go ahead and get it done with your own handmade. You probably have somebody who can do it cheaper. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing the work that's still the work, just not done by a licensed electrician.
So Drew, what are the top 2-3 things then that you would not let a handyman do? In other words, what I hear a lot is, oh, you don't want a handyman to do that electrical stuff because it won't be done correctly and it's a safety issue.
That is, and there's some validity to that, you know. It's kind of one of those things, do you need a licensed electrician to do a GFCI? Absolutely not. It's changing a plug out. Possibly looking at a panel, that might be something a little more along the lines that you want to get checked out. Working with an HVAC system. By law, Georgia law, you actually have to have a license to work on an HVAC unit. I'm not even allowed to actually pull a panel off of that unit. I do anyway. So I can see inside of it, try and get an idea. But you really, for HVAC, I would definitely have somebody that's licensed and looking at your equipment. Because there's a lot of intricacies to HVAC. Plumbing, same thing. There's some simple, easy fixes for certain things. If you got a drain stop that's not working, you don't need a plumber for that. If you got a toilet that's running, you don't need a plumber for that. You can get a handyman for those kind of things. It just depends on the gauge of the problem and how serious it might or might not be. Most of it can be done by, like I said, mostly by hand. And you'll know by, and I think the easiest way to find is within your own network of people, finding your own handyman to know, all right, well, not Bob Smith does a great job. And let Bob Smith handle some of the other things, the other clients. Find people you already know who've done work, done a good job, that will know what you're saying. That's the easiest thing to do.
Where's the best place to find a handyman? Through your friends, Dr. Rogers?
Yes, absolutely. They're like, hey, it's referrals. That's what we're all based on. Our whole business is a referral business. Get somebody that's already done some business with one of your folks, and you know that they're going to show up. I have a lot of people ask me, well, Drew, you know, you did an inspection, you recommend anything. I've tried recommending people. They either don't show up, they charge too much, they do a crappy job, then they're like, thanks for sending that jackass, right? So I just kind of stay out of it. So you're better off feeling out your friends, somebody's done, even if you have to go to it. And I don't really generally like recommend hiring a contractor to do things either, unless you're doing a full addition or something like that. But, you know, if you're just doing normal stuff, handyman is the way to go. It's cheaper, more efficient, faster, and they do just as good work, you know, just like home inspection. Yeah, I'm licensed, but there's plenty of great inspectors out there. I'm not the only one that's great. So.
Okay, Drew, so what are the top 2 or 3 things that when you see them on an inspection report, you go, wow, that's gonna be some change? What would you say the top 2 or 3 things are?
I would say,
Roof?
well, our top 3 things: Atlas Shelley roofing, polybutylene pipe, which is the gray pipe, Okay, and then of course your electrical panels, the Federal Pacific or Zipco panels. There's no way around that. There's definitely you want to get those changed out ASAP. We really do. There's something. I know they've been there for 25 years or 50 years, or however long they've been there. It is. I just wouldn't take that chance. You know, especially with the cost of getting it replaced. I think it's something worth doing. Yes.
How do you recognize the Atlas shingles?
I would look up on the internet on pictures. The easiest way to look at it, it's meant to be or meant to look like architectural shingle. Okay, architectural shingles are later. That's why they last 35 years minimum. A single tab roof only lasts for 15 years, maybe 20 nowadays. But that's the stopper. The Atlas Shelley roof was shaded and painted to look like a architectural shingle. So when they painted and shaded, did all those things to it, it now makes that shingle crack quicker. And once it cracks, it gets brittle, you can't replace it. You can't even repair it. The whole thing has to come off because once you try and pull one or two out, it's like a domino effect. They all start breaking off. And then once you do that, it just, you can't do it. You gotta have the roof replaced.
All right, you all, this is your chance. If you want to stump Drew, go ahead, try and ask him what things cost, okay? This is your chance to ask the question.
How much does it cost to get rid of rattlesnakes?
Talk about agents, you talk about snakes, I'm sorry.
No, real rattlesnakes. Yeah.
I think there's companies that do it. I would say less than 500 probably. Now you start talking about bats, things that, and I don't know if rattlesnakes are protected or not. Me, you know, I'm more of a
Expensive.
yes, but you know, bats are protected. You have to do the right things with all that kind of stuff. That gets a little more expensive, $1,000 plus for getting rid of a bat that's in your louver. Like look at your dormer things like that, gable vents, and you start seeing bats in there. The easy way to find them, if you have a bat there, you see the guano or the bat poop that drops down on it and you drop down on top of everything. It's like acid. So,
I've got,
All right, go ahead. Is that you, Liz? All right, we'll come back. Russ,
He
you
muted.
have one.
Yeah, so I've shown this house twice. It's got 45 or 6 piers on the backside, 45 feet down in the bedrock.
Yep.
Because it wanted to slide over the hill.
Yep.
Done in 2001, and then they put bolts in the wall. It's great value, but nobody's buying a house that's set for 2 months. After 20 years.
all those bedrooms. And then the closet in the hall right there too. He's like, great.
Yes, exactly. They put a closet that laid off the floor.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
How about a retaining wall?
retaining wall.
Railroad ties.
A 3,000 to 6,000, depending how big it is, how long it is, and how high it is. It's expensive.
Yep.
Is it leaning really bad, or is it just a little bit off?
It's rotted. It's a big,
Oh, is it railroad? It's timber?
it's timbers.
Okay, timber should be a little cheaper. Usually the concrete block is a little bit nicer, a little bit more expensive, but again, timber, is it holding back, how high is it? 3 or 4 feet, or is it 10 feet?
It's 3 or 4 feet.
Okay, so normally on something like that, I have to see it, but normally, again, that could be a handyman. If you hire a landscaper, that's gonna be very expensive. If you do a handyman, those walls that are put there right now, I'd have to look at it, but no, most of the time you can take them down and put them right back in. Your biggest problem with retaining walls is nobody puts in enough tiebacks. And those tiebacks are, if you've got your staggered wall, and again, they don't stagger either, they just put a straight wall up and down. You can't do that. You really want to stagger it an inch or two back, every step back. Because look, if I stand here like this, you can easily push me over. If I step back like this, you're not pushing me over. Same principle. It's very easy to do it. So just stagger it back just a little bit. And now a tie back is at the end of the piece of wood you see in that timber wall. It goes back 3 or 4 feet, and it's got a T on the end of it that holds it into that dirt so the wall doesn't move forward. So that's really the biggest problem with a lot of these timber walls, is they put them straight up and down, and they don't stagger them back, and then they don't use enough tiebacks.
Thank you.
But usually, depending on how long it is, it's gonna be a square foot price. And I probably got that in my thing. I'm actually gonna take that book and I'm gonna put in more of a quick sheet for y'all for the top 25 items that you guys are gonna see. I'll just pull up 15 of my reports and mark off the top 25 items I see in all my reports. I'll put a price sheet to it. Again, this is just an estimate, so don't go nuts if you put I'll take 1,500 for that, and it ends up being 3,500. That's why some things that when you're asking for these repairs, again, two different hats. As a buyer, you want that, you don't open Pandora's box for your buyer. You want that to be repaired before you take that house, if you can get it repaired. The seller, what do you want to do? If that's your listing, here, take $500. Oh, great, I'll take 500. Awesome. Then you're done. You don't have to open Pandora's box as a seller. You're done. It's out. It's done. So that's two different hats you have to wear.
During question, I always understood that if a retaining wall was certain height and above, that you had to have an engineer's report. Is that incorrect or?
I would say that's probably the safe way to do it. Yes.
Okay.
Now, the engineer, if you're removing a wall, let's say it's 8 feet high, and you're removing that timber wall, you really have to see what and how much weight is really being pushed on it, because that's really going to be your deciding factor. Whether when you take it down, it's stuff going to start coming back with it. Normally, that's not the case. If it's been there a while, you can basically just take it down and quickly put it right back up. Or if you don't want it raining on you, then the rain is going to start pushing it down. That's going to be a problem. So when you do something like that, it's going to have to be done fairly quickly. But I would say if you're going to have a large wall, I would have an engineer take a look at it. But if it's already been done, that the engineer actually put it up. So you can do it both ways. Again, once you call it an engineer, the engineer is probably going to be a $400 ticket. Get them to give you a stamp. And again, they're going to be like everybody else. They don't want to say it's okay. It's fine. They're going to say, well, you should do this, that, and the other. That way, if it does fail 5 years down the road, we told you to do it. It's just a CYA. And it's unfortunate, it's a lot of it. I'm not saying that they do that all the time, but a lot of times you get stuff to where it just automatically gets tagged. Oh, we got to replace roofers, same thing. They don't want to repair something, they want to replace the entire thing. That way they don't have to come back to it. Or the last person on, that's their fault. Just like home inspection. Last time we're the last person that has to do an inspection. Whatever breaks when they move in, it's our fault. It just breaks, things break, you know, yes.
So you said a handyman can do a electrical panel and they don't have to pull a permit to do it?
They're supposed to.
Okay.
That's it. That's.
So
the
a
catch.
handyman can pull a permit?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
They, maybe not. No, I don't think they can, because you're gonna have to pull the permit. You actually have to show your electrical license.
Okay, yeah, that's,
Correct. Again, that's the
yeah,
area that you fall into.
right.
You get an electrician to do the work without saying, all right, I want the rest of the house brought up to code, then I guess that's up to them.
Yeah, okay.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, my name's Kiefer Smith. Just wondering how much, like, would it cost if you have to repair or replace windows?
Now, nowadays, because of fog or because the whole window is destroyed? Rotted.
There was a question?
Is the window a wood window that's damaged, or is it a fog window that you're replacing?
Damage the window. It's an old house. If the windows need to be replaced.
Okay, so if you're gonna go with a replacement window, the window itself is probably be $350 or $250 to $300 for the window, depending on the quality of the window you put in. Are you going to a vinyl, or are you going back to a wood?
Probably more likely vinyl.
Okay, so you go to the cheaper window, then that's gonna be the $250 to $300 range, plus another couple $100 for somebody to install it. Now, if you're gonna do a multiple windows, you're gonna get a better deal if you do multiple windows, because they're gonna give you a better deal, like anything, value discount. If you're gonna go to a wood window, like a Pella or an Anderson window, those are gonna be $600, $700, $800 each for the window, and they're a little more tricky to put in. You know, vinyl windows come with, basically just take out what you have, pull some of the siding back, reattach it back in, and you slide right back to it's done. It's a lot easier, a lot less work, and a little more price, conscientious.
Thank you.
Other questions, you all? Anybody, questions? So Drew, how long have you been doing inspections? I've been wanting to ask this question for a long time. How long have you been doing inspections? How many years?
I've been working in Atlanta doing inspections for 7 years now. I've been a builder for over 20.
And so in all your inspections, how many cracked foundations have you found where the foundation was just so bad that you're worried about the house?
One.
But he fall down.
None.
None.
And that's really where it comes to, is that people are like, oh my gosh, I see these cracks in the foundation. I generally, a rule of thumb is if I put my thumb in it, then I want to get it checked. You're gonna have, concrete's good for two things. That's my customers all the time. It's good for two things only. It's hard and it cracks. Okay, unless you do a post tension slab or something like that, the post tension is just running cables through it, then they tighten them back up. And then you can, that's amazing. But that doesn't happen very often. But cracks are always gonna be in your foundation, they're gonna be in the driveway. Concrete's only good for 10 feet. That's it. It's like a graham cracker. After 10 feet, it's gonna crack. Okay, so that's why you have score lines in your driveways or now in the garages now. So those are the pressure points. The cracks go to those score lines. That's what it's for. Okay. If you see, I generally try and watch the crack if I'm watching the crack through the driveway or through the garage, which is poured separately, by the way, generally. If it's poured and it goes up the wall, then that's something you want to kind of maintain or watch. But even then, if it's a hairline crack, it's a hairline crack. So don't let those things, deter you from looking at a house. Don't let those things deter your buyer from buying a house because they're not that important. It's all standard stuff. Cracks are very normal, everyday occurrence. Same with rodent activity. Rodent activity in the attic. I can go find every single one of your house I can look at now, and I'll find something. That just is what it is. They're tough little bastards. They are ferocious and trying to get into your house all day long, every day. So you really have to maintain that. Always keep the pest control. You can DIY stuff too. You do it yourself. Set traps up. If you got a problem, call me. I'll be happy to help any of y'all. Once we send this list out, if you got something on that list that you have a problem with, just email me and say, hey, Drew, when you get a chance, take a look at this for me. What do you think? I'm happy to help any one of y'all. Anytime.
Last but not least, if we're expecting a house for your mama, for your brother, for whoever you love most, for yourself, whatever. You would not buy a house if anything come to mind? What would keep you from buying a house? I mean, you can fix almost anything. Anything that would keep you from buying a house?
No. I mean, really, unless the one house, the foundation will slide down the hill, but other than that, the whole house is actually tilted. But no, there isn't, even then, that can be fixed, I hate to tell you. You can just have that jack back up and put new foundation footings in, and you're off and running. There isn't anything that's ever discouraged me from even telling one of your buyers not to buy something. I very rarely, unless I have a lot of termite damage or something that's really bad, that's gonna require, and again, even the termite damage, I told him, I said, it's bad underneath there in this little section, but if you don't mind tearing up the floor and redoing it, if you're handy, go to it. It can be done. The house is great. If you get the price out right, great. Problem right now, the pricing is so high. It's just, everybody's paying 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 more than what the asking price is. And not to mention the asking price is already inflated, so, it's a tough market.
Materials are so high right now.
Yeah, well, materials are hard too. Finding windows, finding roofing. They're dropping off roofing material now when they're pouring the foundations on new construction. So they're doing a lot of different things because of the material shortage. We're finally starting to get the people back to work at least.
I am keeping new ice maker in my refrigerator. It's going back order for 6 weeks.
Yeah. And then you gotta, then once the part comes in, then you gotta, then they put you on the schedule to get it fixed. So it takes forever to get things done. So, but I'm happy to help any one of y'all. I love this business. As you can see, I'm very dedicated to my business. I live it.
Dedicated to us.
Yes, I live it, I breathe it, and I want to help whatever you all need. I'll be happy to help anytime. And thank you again, KW, for.
Oh, no,
the
Chris,
generous
that's all
offer.
right. Best way to get you to do what?
Best way to get me is, this is my little brochure here, but the easiest way to find me is 404-615-7427. It's on my brochure. You can go to my
Say it
website.
one more time, people are in television land.
404-615-7427. You can go to my website, housecallatlanta.com. All of that, you can schedule right there online. You can see my schedule. You can do whatever you like. I do have some of that's just a open schedule for y'all. If you guys have something, I always like to tell this too. If you guys have a short due diligence you're trying to do to get a house right now, you want to put 3 days in, don't do no due diligence, please. Do at least 3. Just call me and say, hey, Drew, we're about to put in an offer on 3 days. Can you do it? Without that, I'll make sure I can find a way to do it for you. Okay, don't worry about that. You go get the house. I'll figure a way out to help you.
Do you have people working with you?
Yes, 5 inspectors.
That's good.
Yes, we can handle it. We can handle it. We're about a day out right now.
That's good.
Okay.
Are you all? Thanks, Drew.
Thank you.
Be safe on New Orleans.
There were a few people on Zoom that didn't get to talk about their listings, so we
I'll
couldn't
see.
hear them or something.
Say that again.
They're awesome, so we people on Zoom, we couldn't hear them, and they announced their listing.
Well, let's talk about listings right now. Michelle, go forward.
Okay, if everybody will be quiet in the room, because I can hear you on TV land. Let's let someone, whoever wants to talk about their listings, share with them. Those are great.
Anybody on Zoom want to talk about their listing?
Good morning.
Oh, good
Can
morning,
you hear
Yvette.
me?
Yes.
Yvette Barajas. Good morning to everybody. I have a coming soon listing. It's on Kennesaw. Let me see. It is on Kennesaw, but it's close to Marietta, next to NASA NASA soccer fields, close to Canton Road. It is in split level, 4 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and the listing price is going to be between $330 and $340. It will be ready in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and it is one of my flipping investments property.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Yvette. Anybody else out in TV land?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well.
Is there anything in the chat box?
Yeah, if you put it in the chat box, that's great. Or always go to your Kwan website. You can post coming soon if you've missed this opportunity. So go have a great morning. Thanks. And now